Hi, my name is Jenna Pethick, and today I'm going to be showing you my survey results. My survey was based on the question of how to best handle conflict between students in the classroom. As a third grade teacher, I found that not all of my students know how to handle disagreements when they occur. And so what I did was I conducted a survey made up of about 7 questions, and I shared the link to that survey both on Facebook with teachers I know and have known throughout my life, as well as with my own personal elementary school. And so I'd like to take some time to show you the results of that survey. So we're going to go to my classroom survey. And here's the spreadsheet for my survey. As you can see, I ended up with 34 results, which I felt like was a pretty good result for the summer months. There are a certain number of spots, like as you can see here with line 25, where they either didn't answer the question because they didn't feel comfortable answering the question, or possibly they just skipped over it. But for the most part, all of the results to the questions are there, which I feel like give me fairly accurate results for my survey. And so let's take a look at the results in a spreadsheet form. I'm going to go to the summary of responses. Let me enlarge that for you. Let's take a look at the first question. On the first question, it said, once I have settled a conflict between students, it does not repeat itself. As you can see, most people were in the middle for that one. It seems that sometimes it does repeat itself and sometimes it doesn't. If you look at the next question, yellow, it says, I find that it is best to ignore conflict that occurs between students in order to maintain peace in my classroom. Most people strongly disagreed with that. Obviously, it's best to confront conflict head on, but I have heard of cases where teachers have taken the route of pretending it didn't happen and hoping it goes away. In the red, the question stated, my students often resort to physical violence and cruel words and actions when settling disagreements. Most people strongly disagreed. I was actually surprised at the results of this question. Many times in my classroom I find not violence so much, but for cruel words. The students don't speak kindly to each other when they're settling disagreements, and they don't know what words to use. In the yellow, then, it says, I spend time teaching my students how to communicate and problem solve using positive talk. I have never spent time teaching my students how to do that. I know I have modeled it, but I haven't directly taught them how to handle that. But as you can see, most of my teachers that I surveyed, 58%, do spend time teaching each other how to communicate and problem solve using positive talk. The next question said it's important to use role-playing in my room to teach students how to handle conflict. Most people strongly agreed that role-playing is important. I personally have never used role-playing, but I have seen through my research that it is strongly recommended. So I was happy to see that 36% and 30% both said 4 or 5 that they strongly agree that this is important. In the purple, then, it says, my students know how to listen, share how they feel, and to communicate what they want when settling conflicts. That fell about in the middle. It seems that the students probably don't do it quite as often as we would like, and so we do need to figure out how we can address the needs where students need to learn how to listen and how they feel and have those communication skills. Finally, my last question said, I feel confident acting as a mediator when helping my students settle conflicts, and most people agree that they do feel confident acting as a mediator, which is nice to see. So I'm going to go back to the video here. Hello again. For my survey, after conducting that, I was actually surprised at a few of the results. I personally have not been directly teaching my students these communication skills, nor have I been role-playing. And so I definitely, through this survey, see a need to incorporate more of that into my classroom. Often when I have an issue that isn't going away, I call in the help of a guidance counselor, or I seek out counsel from other teachers that I work with, but I obviously need to do a little bit more than that. I did find when I was conducting my research a great website that had all sorts of links and activities and lesson plans to teach students these skills that they're lacking in. And so going forward in the 2012-2013 school year, I would like to communicate more role-playing and direct teaching of communication skills to teach my students how they can resolve conflict in a positive manner. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and for viewing my survey.